Hi, it's Billy Eccles Richter, pastor at Grace Avenue United Methodist Church in Frisco, Texas. June has now come to an end and we are preparing for the month of July. We continue to live in this moment of COVID-19 where we continue to live into ministries that are socially distanced but joyfully connected. In the next few minutes, I want to give you some very important information about the month of July and how we will proceed in our ministries during this month. Please come join me on this journey through July. Our journey begins tonight, July 1st at 8:30 p.m. with our fourth and final installments of what we have been calling Next Steps. We will be hosted once again by our district superintendent, Dr. Ron Henderson, and we will have the joy of having a special guest with us. It's Bishop Mike McKee of the North Texas Conference of the United Methodist Church. Together, we will be discussing the importance of inclusion in our church. We've spent time during Next Steps talking about voter engagement. We've spent time talking about economic injustice. We've talked about race and the justice system. But we believe it is so important to come back and take a hard look at ourselves in the mirror and talk about race and the religious expression we have in our own churches. So please join us at 8:30 tonight for a very important Next Steps discussion with Ron Henderson and Bishop Mike McKee. The next step of the journey will be Sunday, July 5th at 11 a.m. We will continue to be online for our worship services, but on Sunday, July 5th, we will have a special worship experience featuring Dr. Ron Henderson, our district superintendent, who has led us so wonderfully through the Next Steps conversation. Dr. Henderson will be here to preach on the subject for a time such as this. And we'll be doing something really important as both the modern worship expression and the sanctuary worship expression joins together. So all of us together on our various platforms, we will be hearing from Dr. Henderson on this great subject from the book of Esther in the Bible. And also it will be our Sunday to honor God and to celebrate all that we have in this country and to be grateful and give thanks for the blessings that we share. There'll be special music. There'll be special times of prayer that will be offered by a variety of voices. It's going to be a powerful and important time. I hope you will join us for worship Sunday morning, July 5th. Sunday evening, July 5th is a first Sunday. And the first Sunday is when we traditionally celebrate the sacrament of Holy Communion. And we will be doing that once again online at 7 p.m. You can join in either through our website, live stream, or through our Facebook Live for Grace Avenue. We hope that evening you will take elements and prepare those elements, some kind of bread and some kind of juice, bring them together with the people that you will be sharing with. We also invite you to get a candle and light it for the presence of God. But maybe the most important thing we ask you to do that evening is to set everything else aside. The service of communion normally lasts about 20 to 25 minutes. And we just ask that you put everything away. Put your phone away at that time and put any other distractions that may be in the room at that time and focus completely on this time of Holy Communion, Sunday night, July 5th, 7 p.m. Then beginning Sunday, July 12th, we will begin a brand new worship series called Holy Shift. You know, there are so many things that are unstable in our culture right now and in our world. There are so many things that seem to be moving out of place, and we wonder about the solid ground. We know that the solid ground that we have been given is the foundation we have in Jesus Christ. And so for 3 consecutive weeks, July 12th, July 19th, and July 26th, in both modern worship and in sanctuary worship, we are going to be studying some of the great teachings of Jesus from one of the most foundational documents I know, the Sermon on the Mount. And we're going to be looking at some of the classic teachings that provide that foundation. The first week, July 12th, we'll talk about the Beatitudes. The second week, July the 19th, we will discuss the Lord's Prayer. And then on Sunday, July 26th, we will discuss the Golden Rule. I hope that you will plan on joining us at 11 a.m. Throughout the month of July, we will continue to be online for all of our worship experiences. So whether you're at Grace Chapel, whether you're in the Modern Experience, or whether you are in the sanctuary, please join us for the series in July, Holy Shift. I'm sitting in the Learning Center lobby, and normally this time of year, on a given weekday morning, it would be teeming with children everywhere as a part of our enrichment camps and vacation Bible camp. Since we can't do that this year, July has given us the opportunity, though, to do something very special for our children. Beginning July 20th through the 24th, we will be having our virtual vacation Bible camp. It's got a great theme this year. It's been especially designed for this environment. It's called Where in the World is God? A Virtual Experience Together. Now, we'd like for you to register for this by going to our website. There's no cost, but by registering, we can send you a packet of materials for your children. And then what we'll ask you to do is that every morning on our various platforms, we'll ask you to tune in with your children at 10 a.m. on those days, and we will share in the time together. And then all of those materials that have been sent to you can be used to create your own experience with our Vacation Bible Camp. It's another way of being socially distanced, but joyfully connected. We know how important our Vacation Bible Camp is, so part of the journey of July is sharing in Vacation Bible Camp virtually, July the 20th through the 24th. One of the other spaces that is eerily quiet this July is our youth rooms. Normally, this space would be filled with students who would be laughing together and sharing together and in discussions together, playing games together, learning about God together. But this summer we're doing all of that virtually as well. One of the big events for our youth program comes up at the end of July every year, and this year we will continue to have Youth Activities Week beginning Sunday, July 26th. I'll need you to be in touch with our website and the various youth platforms as we lay out plans for exactly what our Youth Activities Week will look like. We may have to gather in some unique and creative ways, but we promise that there will be a time for us to celebrate the end of summer as we look forward to the beginning of a brand new school year. The other thing that will be happening during that time is we will be getting ready for our new youth minister to arrive. It's Sarah Roseboom, and she will be coming and beginning with us on August the 1st. And so there'll be a time to see Sarah and learn more about Sarah's background and to hear about some of the exciting things that Sarah has planned. We want to welcome Sarah as our new youth minister, and we want to remind everyone that July 26th, we will begin Youth Activities Week. I know many of us are feeling a bit restless right now as we watch the number of COVID-19 cases bounce up and down. I've been asked by several people, when are we going to be able to go back to church? When are we going to be able to go back to in-person activities? And I have to say to you in the most loving way I can today that we are not going to go back to church. We are going to go forward to church. We are going to go forward as a church. And I don't know exactly what that will look like in the coming days, but I trust that God's Holy Spirit will continue to direct us in new and creative ways. We're going to continue to use our imaginations like we talked about in June, and we are going to continue to make sure we understand that our foundation is found in Jesus Christ as we move forward in July during this Holy Shift series. I'm going to invite you to continue to be in prayer. I'm going to invite you to continue to be engaged in what we are doing. And most of all, I'm going to invite you to join us on this journey. We don't know where we're going right now, but we know that we're going with God. And so I invite you to join us on this very important journey in July at Grace Avenue United Methodist Church. We remain socially distanced, but joyfully connected.